Hello, everyone. I would like to share some of my favorite lyrics I have ever helped a client write. McDonald's French fries, they make me happy. McDonald's French fries in sweet and sour sauce, they make me sing, and I love them. These seemingly silly and innocent lyrics were written by a teen who had punched a hole in the door the day before, but we'll learn more about her later. My name is Calli Puko, and I am a board-certified music therapist who has been working in the Pittsburgh area for 2 years. The American Music Therapy Association, or AMTA, defines music therapy as the clinical and evidence-based use of music interventions to accomplish individualized goals within a therapeutic relationship by a credentialed professional who has completed an approved music therapy program. Students complete specialized coursework and practicum, then apply for their AMTA-approved internship. This usually lasts about 6 months, totaling 1,200 clinical hours between placements and internship. After completing these 1,200 hours, the individual takes their board certification exam to earn their MTBC credential, Music Therapist Board Certified. From there, music therapists can work wherever there is a need. We work in schools, hospitals, nursing homes, behavioral health sites, homes for individuals with developmental disabilities, private practices, nonprofits, and more. Today, we'll be looking at music therapy and its role in behavioral health. I had my first experience in behavioral health as part of my internship at a children's hospital, where we had weekly groups with the psych division until COVID precautions stopped them. The clients had some challenging behaviors, and I had a very tough time being in charge of the groups. When they stopped, I remember thinking something along the lines of, well, that's unfortunate, but at least I never have to do that again. Here I am, a few years later, still struggling with some of their behaviors, but ultimately loving the work I do with this population. In my nearly 2 years here, the most common goals we work on are self-expression, appropriate leisure skills, uplifting mood, healthy emotional expression, and social skills. Why is music therapy with this population important? Because our sessions provide our clients an opportunity to learn how to safely and appropriately express themselves and interact with others. It is so important for children and adolescents to have a safe space to express themselves, and these clients may not have that space in their home life or school environment. Also, these goals teach skills the clients can carry with them wherever they go next. These goals also apply to everyone sitting in this room today. We all need a safe way to express ourselves regardless of your background or situation. I have given each site that we'll look at today a word to summarize my work there and for all of you to take with you into your lives. Connection, creativity, communication, collaboration, and confidence. My 5 C's of behavioral health. We'll start with connection. The first site we'll look at is a semi-independent living site for adolescents in the welfare system where I work with an individual client. At first, it was difficult to build rapport with this client because he was standoffish, but he quickly opened up when he shared his artwork. He encouraged me to watch his favorite cartoon, which was a part of my job I never expected, but thoroughly enjoyed. We built rapport by talking about our enjoyment of that cartoon and others, and how those shows shaped our art and queer identities. I chose connection for this site because I want to highlight the importance of a therapeutic relationship with this population. This client experienced something traumatic that triggered him and caused him to restart harmful behaviors. Staff was unsure if he would come to our session because he hadn't talked to anyone or even left his room since the event a few days before. To my surprise, he not only came to our session, but he told me what happened and allowed me to validate and support his feelings. I was one of the first 3 people he told and allowed to help start his healing process, which would not have been possible without our strong connection. This interaction skyrocketed the importance of my relationship, not only with this client, but with all of my clients. It reinforced the value of my work that may just look like discussing cartoons on the surface. And today, this client is 4 months clean of his harmful behaviors. Connections like these are so important, not just for clients, but for everyone. We all need someone we can talk to and feel supported by, whether that's a family member, friend, partner, professor, therapist, or anyone else. I know I would not be standing up here today without the support of those I trust most. Creativity. The next individual client we'll learn about is part of a boys' step-down program. When I met him, he was 8 years old, but his mental age was about 5. So because of this, our sessions quickly became play-based. The client initiated play about animals or his favorite TV shows, and I improvised songs to match and encouraged him to sing along or make up his own lyrics. His creativity gave me the confidence to improvise with him in youthful and age-appropriate play, even though that is one of the hardest methods for me. Occasionally, these sessions got serious. We have discussed familial topics like family members abandoning children or getting diagnosed with cancer and dying. He shared his anxiety about the possibility of these situations, and I was caught off guard. But I knew he needed support, so we worked together to discuss those topics in age-appropriate ways, despite my own feelings of surprise and uncertainty. There was another time staff informed us this client was struggling with social behaviors at school. So in our next session, we introduced a puppet of the same age and similar interests to practice social skills. We practiced how to make friends and resolve conflict, while the client and the puppet made music together. We've received some updates from staff in this time about how the client's behaviors have improved, not just at school, but also in the home. This client taught me the importance of creativity, both professionally and personally. Creativity is an incredibly useful tool we can utilize to improve our work, express ourselves, and solve problems. Now we'll move on to group work with communication. I have combined 2 all-girls youth shelters I work with to show how social goals can work really well or be totally inappropriate with this population. Sometimes the clients have compatible behaviors that make social goals an easy go-to. At the first shelter, I worked with 2 sisters to teach them adapted keyboard lessons. Another client at the site noticed what we were doing and asked to participate, and the girls agreed. So this provided us with a great opportunity to work on social skills and figure out ways to equally include everyone. The clients agreed on a song, and I created an adapted arrangement. Not only did they have to share the physical keyboard, but they also had to communicate about when and where to start, who took which part, and when an individual needed more time to learn. I loved seeing this, not just because I'm a piano major and I enjoy teaching it, but because I could tell the girls were really working together and trying, rather than giving up at the first obstacle. On the flip side, sometimes we have incompatible personalities that don't get along. At the second shelter, social goals are too much because of the personalities, meaning there can be group tension if the clients are asked to work together or even address one another. Instead, we work on uplifting mood and appropriate leisure skills through the client's personal interests. They pick songs, artists, and genres to include in music games that can be played individually, like bingo or Jeopardy. Even when we find what works for a group, they can still butt heads. This is the hardest part of group work for me, and I continue to work on how to resolve group tension. These 2 sites are a great example of how not every goal in behavioral health is successful or even appropriate, and that's okay. It's all about what the clients give you and what they're capable of and comfortable with. They also show the importance of communication, verbal and nonverbal. We need verbal communication to work together and accomplish a task, but we also need nonverbal communication, like facial expressions and body language, to show how we feel when we don't have or know the words. Next is collaboration. The next group we'll look at took place in an all-boys youth shelter, where clients usually move in and out of quickly. Here we focus more on short-term goals, what is most appropriate for the present clients on that day. The session I'm highlighting is one in which we use social goals with 3 clients in a group to write a song. Each client gave 1 word as inspiration. They picked why, rain, and summer. For the rest of the session, we all worked together to write lyrics, create a melody, and record a backing track. This was one of the most successful group sessions I'd had, not just at the site, but in all of behavioral health. Even when the clients had conflict, they worked together to resolve it. It was so inspiring to watch them take the lead and work together, only asking me for technical and musical support. This session highlights the importance of collaboration. We tend to isolate ourselves when we feel overwhelmed, but some of the biggest inspirations and strongest ideas come from those we reach out to for help. Confidence. The last site is a semi-independent residential program for children and adolescents. I'm going to briefly highlight 4 clients I've worked with here, all of which exude confidence when making music. The first client started off very shy and standoffish, quietly sharing music from his laptop. He played Lil Nas X's most recent song, and I started jamming out, and I got him to sing along, which immediately created our musical connection. By the end of our work together, the client was sharing lyrics he wrote about his personal struggles with mental health and family, explaining the stories and inspiration behind the lyrics, and asking me for help, all because we both like the same song. The next client at this site has a severe stutter that impacts his confidence when speaking, but shared with me that he wants to be a famous rapper. We record videos of him rapping and dancing, and his entire demeanor changes. He stands up straighter, he speaks louder, his face is more expressive, and his stutter goes away completely. He currently has more than 300 views on his YouTube channel, and he could not be happier. Another client at this site also shared a dream of being famous, this one by becoming the next Michael Jackson. He had an infectious energy and could improvise about literally anything, from fruit to TV show characters to worms baked into a cake. We helped his dream come true by recording these songs in videos with opportunities for him to dance like his idols. The final client at this site is the one I referenced in the beginning of this presentation. Before meeting her, staff warned us that she had issues with anger and physical expressions of emotion. I walked into our first session and noticed a hole she had punched in the door, scared and unsure of what would happen. But to my surprise, she asked to write a song about something that made her happy and picked McDonald's French fries.
McDonald's French fries, they make me happy, 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 happy. McDonald's French fries, it's sweet and sour sauce, they make me happy, 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 happy. I love them, McDonald's French fries, I really love them, they make me sing, and I love them.
So the staff and I were shocked that she wrote and sang that, but also so impressed with her healthy emotional expression. This taught me never to judge a client by a hole they punch in the door. All 4 of these clients exude confidence in their own ways when making music, which they can apply to other parts of their lives. So go out and find something that makes you feel confident and try applying that same feeling to situations that make you feel scared or insecure or anxious. Connection, creativity, communication, collaboration, and confidence. My 5 C's of behavioral health. There are so many other words, not just ones that start with C, that can apply to this population. I chose these 5 not only because they are great representations of my work, but also because they are skills and tools everyone can utilize in their lives. Connection with trusted others, creativity and problem solving, verbal and nonverbal communication, collaboration with others, and confidence in what you do. Thinking back on my internship, I understood why music therapy and behavioral health was important, but I never fully experienced it or valued it. Now, after working with this population for 2 years, I can say that it is very challenging, but ultimately so rewarding. It is so important to provide these clients a safe space for them to be themselves and grow, especially when they don't have that space otherwise. Self-expression, social skills, and leisure skills can stick with them wherever they go next. It is also so important for all of us to have a safe way to express ourselves, especially when we're going through a stressful environment like college or work. So after today, I encourage you all to go out and find what makes you as happy as McDonald's French fries made my client. Maybe even write a song about it. Thank you.